Hi guys, it's Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodcraft. Continuing in the Percussion Revolver series, we're going to do a little discussion today. Now, I have been talking with Mark Hubbs of the Era's Gone bullet molds, and we're going to work together and I'm going to be doing some testing of some bullets for you. As I've said in an earlier video, I'm going to be doing chronographing, accuracy, and penetration in boards like they did back in the day. And to keep that shooting video, which is coming from being an hour long, I'm doing these little shorter videos to bring you update of what we're talking about. So the different bullets. We're going to be shooting 44 Johnson & Dow in the Remington, and we're going to be shooting in my 36 Navy. Today we're going to talk about the two bullets we're going to be using in the 36 Navy. Okay? Now what Mark has done is he's found bullets from the historic area, actually used back in the Civil War, and he's had a modern mold made to duplicate those bullets. And these two bullets are, this is the Colt bullet that was issued with Colt stuff and for the government, and this is the Confederate Richmond Arsenal bullet. Now these are very different bullets and very different mindsets. Now, a little tip or trick. You have a bullet and you want to see, is it going to have the potential for accuracy in your gun. You want to take the barrel of your gun and you want to take the bullet and putting it nose first, put it into the muzzle. If it drops way down, the potential is not very good because it's undersized. If it doesn't want to fit at all, it's too big. This one sits in there very well, and the remaining driving band sticking up before you get that grease groove is about the thickness of a nickel, and that's kind of like what I expect. That's what's actually going to engage the rifling and spin it going down the bore. However, when we look at the much bigger Richmond bullet and you sit it up there, you see how much more sticks up out of there. That's because that Richmond bullet will probably have double the size, like 2 nickels thick driving band. Now what the driving band is when you seat the bullet and it shears off the sides, that's the part that engages the rifling and actually spins it. So the Richmond bullet will have probably close to double the engagement of the Colt bullet. That can be good, that can be bad, varies by gun. But it has the potential for real accuracy. The only problem with it is that great big old head on that bullet is this has to be made out of very soft lead, and it's still going to require a good bit of pressure to seat it. So we'll see if it's worth the effort. The other thing I like to do is come from the rear of the bullet at the forcing cone and see how far the bullet engages. Now you see, that's the Richmond bullet. See how much is sticking out? Now this is the Colt bullet. A whole lot less is sticking out. So this Colt bullet fits the rear end of the bore a little bit better than that Richmond bullet does. Okay? And finally, since these are also rebated to take a paper cartridge, this is the cylinder. We're going to sit them in here, and we want to make sure they sit easily so they would load, and they do. Now notice the Colt bullet sits much higher than the Richmond does in there because of the way that they're configured differently. I've already tested it, and it will go underneath the rammer. So what I do is, because you don't want to put these together and then find out you can't load it, you know, I take my gun, I put my cylinder onto it, just like that. I take my barrel wedge out and I put the together. Now I'm going to sit the bullet in, put it on half cock, and see will it go up under the rammer. It does. It has no problem going up underneath there. Now why do it that way? So that if it gets under there and it gets stuck, I can just pull the barrel off. Now the Colt bullet. I'm going to sit it on the chamber, and I'm going to rotate it. Make sure it's not going to drag up under here where it's going between the frame. It doesn't. It's got plenty of clearance in the window, so I know that I'm going to be easily able to load both of these bullets. And that's important. If you can't load it, you got to modify your gun to make the window bigger. And in some guns, you actually have to do that anyway. So, put the right bullet back into the right bag. And seal them up so we don't spill them. So, that's what's going to be coming in the shooting. I'm going to be testing both the Richmond and the Colt bullet in paper cartridge and loosely loaded. I'm going to be shooting them across a chronograph, and I'm going to be shooting them for a penetration test. So that's coming. Just want to give you this little update so you know what to expect. Please leave any questions or comments, and if you want to get one of these molds because you like what you see, contact Mark at Era's Gone Bullet Molds. I will put the link at the end of this video. Till then, I'm Blackie for Shaman's Forge Woodscraft. Wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.